If you're a small Australian business, our Google My Business statistics released in 2022 is important for you. Our digital marketing team have compiled a list of 16 Google My Business statistics that will compel you to ensure a Google My Business strategy is included in your digital marketing efforts. So with Google My Business being more important than ever, it is imperative for all small businesses to ensure that they have a Google My Business page configured for their business. At the current time, being 2022, most users are utilizing Google to find small businesses. And with a properly configured Google My Business page, businesses can reap the rewards of added revenue, profits, and metrics added to their website and their overall business. So with our first statistic that we have outlined here, we have identified that 93% of consumers search Google Maps to find a business. So this is when someone would load up Google Maps itself and search for a particular service or product. I have an example here, which is Security Screens Sydney. So if someone was to search Security Screens Sydney within Google Maps will actually show that person a number of different options of businesses within the area that are offering that particular product or service. So take this one, for instance, it is Security Screens Sydney. So Google will show them the most relevant results up the top here. Now, as you could imagine, there are quite a number of businesses in Sydney that offer security screens. However, the businesses with the best optimized Google My Business profile will be right at the top of this. Now, with Google My Business, it doesn't necessarily mean that that business will be at the top of the organic Google rankings. This is a completely separate product, although oftentimes they will tie hand in hand to each other. This is simply the Google Maps option. So within Google Maps here, there are a number of different options that Google will display the user. Typically speaking, these businesses will have imagery, reviews, and a well-optimized Google My Business page. That's really the only way that they're able to be discovered within the Google Maps. So yeah, at the moment, as of this time of writing, 93% of consumers search Google Maps to find a business. So that's a really compelling number, and with 98% of the Australian population utilizing Google Maps or Google itself, and then a further 93% of those users utilizing Google Maps to find a business or a product or service, it is imperative for small businesses to be there. So this next statistic that we have, 91% of people read Google My Business reviews prior to contacting a local business. So when you're considering Google Business reviews, that is this situation here where you have, so take this one, for example, Sydney Flyer Screens, they have 7 reviews. Now with Google reviews, anyone can leave a review. It is user-generated content, so it's not as though a business can actually post the reviews themselves, like you could say, for instance, on your own website. It is user-generated content and it is on a Google product. That therefore means it gives your overall listing a lot more weight and a lot more relevance in the search results. However, with 91% of people reading Google My Business reviews, it is very important to ensure that your business has a couple of reviews. There's a direct link that you can send people to on your Google My Business page, allowing them to actually post a review if they've been happy with your product or service. Now, as you can also see here with this business, despite the fact they are optimized quite well and they are appearing on the first page, I actually note that they're not responding to their reviews, which is another statistic that we go into further in the video. However, as a little tip, it is important to ensure that you do respond to each Google My Business review. It assists with the overall ranking even further. It shows that your business is more active, and customers also really do like to see it. Additionally, you can also condense keywords into your responses. So it's always a good tip to ensure that you are responding. Statistic 3, 51% of Google My Business profiles receive more than 1,000 views per month. So this is not something I can necessarily show you here on my screen. We do manage quite a large number of Google My Business profiles for businesses. And it is known that each Google My Business profile will receive, in our case, for our well-optimized Google My Business profiles, a lot more than 1,000. However, this statistic is broad and it's across the board for all Google My Business profiles. 51% receive more than 1,000 views per month. So with your insights, it breaks it down into two parts. There are search listings and map listings. Search listings refer to when your business appears in the local pack itself. So the local pack itself is when someone searches a particular keyword search term, such as security screen Sydney, and there are 3 results, like this example up the top. That is referred to as the local pack. So they're the topmost 3 relevant results for that particular keyword search term. So that's the local pack itself. The other way in which Google My Business produces insights and reports insights back to you are obviously the maps listings as well. So typically speaking, when you're reviewing your insights, there'll be 2 parts. You'll have your local map pack listings, and then you'll also have your map listings as well. So Google My Business will have more reach than a business website within search engines. And that is simply because a Google My Business listing is more hyper-targeted to a small business. Since the Penguin 2014 update, Google My Business, or Google itself, has been really pushing out Google My Business. So that's why you'll often get a lot more impressions, a lot more clicks, and a lot more traffic simply through the Google My Business listing itself. So when you actually consider a well-optimized website that is utilizing search engine optimization, search engine marketing, or even pay-per-click advertising as part of its digital marketing efforts, a Google My Business will deliver 15 to 25% of the total traffic to your website each month. So it is very integral. Moving on to statistic 4, 60% of interactions on Google My Business are a website click. So just extending on that last one, where I outlined that 15 to 25% of your total website traffic will come from a Google My Business listing, and that is with a well-optimized campaign. If you are not engaging in a search marketing campaign at all, it could be 100%, because that may be the only way that your business is actually marketing. However, with a well-optimized campaign, 60% of the interactions completed on a Google My Business profile are a website click. So that just further goes to show, what people are trying to do on your Google My Business page, and that is they'll discover you within the algorithm, and then they'll want to find out more about your products or services. So when you're reviewing things like your Google Analytics, there will be a section for direct website search traffic. And typically speaking, that direct website search traffic will be specifically from your Google My Business page. Because a lot of people seem to think that it also is coming from their social media. However, that's a completely different kettle of fish. And that'll typically be referred to as referral traffic on your Google Analytics dashboard. So yeah, if you're seeing direct traffic through your Google Analytics profile, it will typically be from your Google My Business page. Statistic 5, 45% of businesses receive appointment requests through Google My Business. So when we have clients come to us, this is one that we see a lot of the time. Most businesses do not have an appointment link coming from their Google My Business page. Now, this is important. As we've just sort of outlined, 60% of interactions will be a website click. So that is people wanting to find out more about your business, or at least land on your company-owned website. Essentially to find out a little bit more. Now, one great thing that Google My Business allows is for people to have a appointment booking section. So this appointment booking section, you can divert traffic to any link that you like, whether you have a Calendly, calendar for clients to make bookings with you, or if it's really simple and it's just to your website contact page, it is another way that you can drive traffic to the website and specifically have people get in touch with you, which for any search marketing effort really is the name of the game and is the most important metric of all when it comes to search engine optimization. So this is an example here. So this person here, they have their appointment listing just on their website, and you can simply click that one and that will take you through to their contact page. So this appointment section is very important. It can be optimized from your Google My Business backend, and it is something that we recommend everyone incorporates into their strategy. Statistic 6, 91% of a local business's weekday calls can be attributed to their Google My Business page. So this is a really important statistic here. So when you consider all of the calls that a business receives across their website, from business directories, etc., 91% of local businesses' weekday calls can be attributed to their Google My Business page. So this really shows how important Google My Business is and how important it is to ensure that all of your contact details on your Google My Business page are up to date. 7, negative reviews impact 45% of local consumers contacting a business. So negative reviews are always going to happen. It doesn't matter how established your business is, how great your business is. You simply cannot keep everyone happy. And people will often be more inclined to leave a review if it is negative rather than positive. Of course, there are a lot of ways that you can implement to actually increase your positive reviews, such as having, a really great outreach, campaign after you've potentially installed or provided someone with a product or service. However, negative reviews, they do impact. So when you receive a negative review, the best thing to do is to respond to that review and try and rectify the issue. Because as we have seen with this statistic, 45% of negative Google reviews impact local consumers contacting a business. So it is important to ensure that they are low. They are natural, they do happen, but mitigating this at all costs is what we really recommend. Statistic 8, 66% of Google users contacted a business based on its Google business profile. So this really ties back into the volume of people that are actually utilizing Google to search for products or services. So we had statistic 1, which was that 93% of people are using Google Maps to find a business. This doesn't necessarily mean that they're going to get in touch with you. They might simply be at the discovery stage. They may utilize Google Maps to sort of figure out the best businesses to contact. And then extending on that, 66% of Google users contact a business based on its Google business profile. So this is not businesses that are appearing in the organic search results. This would be businesses either appearing on Google Maps or within the local map pack, since it is based on the Google business profile itself. So with the Google search engine clearly favoring companies with a Google My Business presence, it is integral for direct searches to maintain your Google listing. So this means updating it, having posts, ensuring that all of your information is correct, and just keeping it up to date. Scanning through here, we have statistic 9, accommodation hotels, the highest viewed Google My Business profiles. So the travel industry has long been a titan when it comes to search engine market share. People search for accommodation hotels every day, typically in areas that aren't within their own physical location. Over the past 2 years, accommodation hotels have been the highest viewed Google My Business accounts. This is across both discovery searches and the Google Maps app itself. In saying that, this doesn't mean that it can't work for a local small business. In fact, it works very, very well for a local small business. Statistic 10, 59% of customers view Google My Business images before making a purchase. So within your Google My Business page, it is imperative to ensure that you have uploaded imagery. Now, clients can upload imagery themselves. So say, for instance, if you install a fence at someone's home, they can actually add imagery as part of their review, or they can even submit imagery that's relevant to that business. With 59% of customers viewing the Google My Business images, it is imperative to make sure that your business has at least some photos, and it's something that we highly recommend. 11, 51% of Google My Business profiles remain unclaimed. So this is a really interesting one. Given how impactful and powerful Google My Business can be, it is quite astonishing to see that 51% of Google My Business profiles remain unclaimed. So the average local business really is missing out on a lot of potential customers. These unclaimed Google My Business profiles often don't include the correct business address, location, operating hours, or even business name. So with Google My Business being completely free for all businesses, there is no reason why local companies should be missing out on this opportunity to increase their online visibility. Statistic 12, 87% of users perform a daily Google search for local businesses. More than ever, potential customers are combing Google to find local businesses. Google is the most trusted search engine in the market, and users know that they can safely trust the recommendations that Google makes to them. As we have covered above, local searches contribute a substantial amount of organic traffic to a local business. With 87% of Google users performing a search for a business, small businesses are exposed to a highly concentrated amount of potential customers. Statistic 13, 72% of users will prefer a business that is closer to their location on Google Maps. With this one, it makes a lot of sense. Most people looking for a product or service do want it to be near them. So this is why it is important to ensure that your information is up to date, and it goes to show how powerful local SEO really can be. Statistic 14, 65% of Google users will leave a Google My Business review if they have a positive experience. So customer satisfaction really is crucial for business success. More often than not, people are more than happy to leave a positive review if they have a great experience with your business. So what we recommend here is just ensuring that you're reaching out to past clients and, requesting them for that review, since it can have such a great impact on your digital marketing campaign, and a great impact on the way that your, Google My Business presence actually appears. With the statistics outlining how many people prefer to see Google reviews, it's important to ensure that you are taking advantage of this 65% of Google users that will happily leave a Google Business review if they have a positive experience. Statistic 15, near me Google Maps searches have increased 900% in the past 24 months. So this one kind of extends on the above, with more and more people wanting things near them. So a lot of the time people will simply search for something such as, dog washing near me within Google, to see those statistics that are close to them. So, it just goes to show how much this is growing. And with an increase of 900% in the past 24 months, it can be, absolutely crucial for your campaign to ensure that you are optimizing for near me. And really, near me doesn't mean that, you can come up for near me for everyone. It simply means that you'll be coming up for near me searches that are within your business's radius and business location, which can actually be optimized on the back end of your Google My Business page. And finally, statistic 16, Google My Business views and metrics contribute to 75% of a local business's exposure online. So with the overall cost of Google Ads becoming more and more expensive, social media marketing really becoming oversaturated and hard to get that breakthrough, Google My Business is now responsible for 75% of a business's monthly exposure. Since a Google My Business profile ties directly in with search marketing efforts and overall search engine optimization, it can be expected that a Google My Business listing has this effect on a business. Increasingly popular due to the high demand, low barrier to entry, and completely free setup, a Google My Business is a must for any business, and these statistics just go to show how powerful a Google My Business listing is. So these are our top 16 Google My Business statistics that matter in 2022. We hope you have found out just how important Google My Business can be for a small business, and we look forward to discussing this further with you if you have any questions. Thank you.